hard one to take, Lee?
Do you know what? I was quite pleased with the point. Like, I don't know whether that's people are going to want to hear that, but I just thought that, well, to go through the game, I thought the first 15 minutes they were the better side. Yeah. We knew, obviously, the way they play, the way they overload the middle. Got some great little footballers in and around that middle of the pitch, and listen, any good footballer, if there's 4 of them around 2 and 3, they're going to play out and do well. So we adjusted a couple of things. Obviously, switched the wingers round. We sat Famara on the deep line, centre midfielder, allowed the centre halves to have it, and then they played into our strength. Then at that point, and we nicked like 6 or 7 good balls that we then broke. I thought pretty well, and I thought for that sort of 25 minutes, back end of the first half, I thought we was good. And then at half time, obviously we had the discussions, and it was just about belief. Like second half, like I don't know, it was like hot potato, the ball, you know. You got to believe in your ability, and I think we got some really good players in that team, really good players that didn't have the belief that maybe they could have done today. And I think it's my job to continue to install that belief, because if the noise, if you like, around, suddenly you know what this modern world's like. 1 minute you're up there, next minute you're down there, best player in the world, worst player, get out of my club. But you know what I mean, we know that. So it's just a case of focusing on the next performance. And to be honest, that could be one of the most important points of the season. If we'd have had a ticket at this point at the start of the season, 6, do you know what I mean, with 10 games left, I've got to enjoy these 10 games. And as players, you've got to flourish. You've got to thrive in the uncertainty of it all. And I've been there, trust me. And it was the most painful thing I've ever had in my life. Do you know what I mean? Losing in that playoff final. And I just want that for them. And like I say, they work so hard on the training ground. And like the tip of the iceberg is always the match day, and we need to make sure that we really do our best to be at our best.
Interesting debut by the goalkeeper.
Do you know what? I thought his goalkeeping was excellent in terms of his handling, in terms of the saves, but I think, well, obviously his kicking had a lot to be desired. It's a baptism of fire, considering he hasn't played a load of games, and I think the Championship, you don't get time to take a touch. You know, MLS, for example, you probably get a bit more time, and he would have learnt a lot from that in terms of the speed of the play. But his goalkeeping was good. He's going to be rusty. He was brave. His handling was good. He made a great save down to his left at the start of the second half. Come and punch well a couple of times. Really good distribution from his hands. It's just unfortunately he had his boots on the wrong feet.
Can you help him in training with that before the next game?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, I think like it's a speed of thought, isn't it? But it's a leg speed really to be out. And he can strike the ball. We've seen numerous clips and shows and everything that goes along with what he's got. But unfortunately, look, we're in a situation where our 2 number 1s are out for the season. So, do you know what I mean? We have to go with 2/3 goalkeepers, and like you see his experience in terms of his box management was excellent today, and obviously we've got to simplify the footwork.
So what's Nicky's problem? That's proved worse than his problem?
Well, I say out for the season. I mean, he's got a tear on the sheath of his calf muscle. He's had a blood spinning treatment. It's a difficult area of the calf to get the blood to. He's actually got the biggest calves you've ever seen in your life. I've never seen anybody with his calves as big as he has. And actually, it would be easier to heal and to treat if it was in the belly of the muscle, the tear. But because it's in the sheath, the blood supply doesn't get there as quickly and as well as if it goes in the belly of the muscle. So we've had to try this blood spinning treatment, and hopefully that might accelerate it down to like 4 or 5 weeks at best. That's the best case scenario.
typically there was booze at the end. You would have expected that after drawing out
Yeah,
the club, as it ever has been.
Yeah, I get it, because it was nervy. It was too nervy. Like that's the point. And listen, it's my job to take the nerves away. Like, let me take any criticism, and that's what I'm here for. I'm happy to do that because I want the players to, like I say, to thrive in the environment.
Lee, I was just going through a few of the stats from the last few games, according to the BBC, so you may have different ones, but I think it was 5 shots on target in 3 matches. What's breaking down that wasn't before?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult statistic, those ones. If you look at the other day, for example, Famara's got an open goal. You know what I mean? Webster gets shampoo on it rather than heading it from 5 yards out. Do you know what I mean? And then Matty Taylor has only got to lift it over the keeper. Do you know what I mean? So it's 3 big chances that actually could have won us that Leeds game. So, yeah.
What's Marinovic been like in training this week, just in terms of compared to Max? Because obviously he gave Max the start of the game. Has he really impressed you?
Yeah, he's been a good presence, a good voice. Obviously his handling's been secure and strong. He's been here 10 days. He hardly knows anybody's name. Do you know what I mean? He knows he had to do research on the back four's name. So I thought he'd done really well in terms of his goalkeeping today. And he'll be disappointed because he's an experienced player. Do you know what I mean? And he skewed a couple and taken 2 big touches. But one thing, it was a great tackle that he took him down with.
The first touch of the game, that was the thing. You must have looked at that and thought, oh my God.
Yeah, well, do you know, I couldn't see it because the fourth official, the linesman was in my way. I'm going to have to change dugouts, I think, because that stresses me out, the linesman being in my way. But welcome to the Championship. Speed and the pace.
Do you think Ipswich are a better team than their position suggests, and will take points off other leading clubs?
Yeah, look at the draws they've had recently.
Yeah.
Like at times they lacked a bit of quality in the final third, but so did we. And we have no divine right to go and beat an Ipswich Town 3-4-0. Like, they are a well-established, very well-run club with a fantastic manager. You know what I mean, with a lot of good young players and a good academy club. And in one sense, we should look up to an Ipswich because of where we are, and we're scrapping away. You know what I mean? We're at the top of this mountain, and we're 6th in the division. So credit to the boys for the hard work they've had. And like you say, that's the problem. Streaky Johnson. If we split them in the games, in terms of over 16 games and chuck 7 wins in there, everybody's buzzing.
Could Max come back in? Sorry, could Max come back in? He's not going to knock or anything like that.
No, of course he could. Yeah, I'll be honest. I wanted to see what we've got. I was very clear with both goalkeepers that Max would play in that one and Stefan would play in that one. And then we've got a behind closed doors game against Cardiff, of which they'll play 45 minutes in each. We've then got 10 days training, and at that point I'll declare who's the number 1 until Nicky Myper's back.
Thank you very much. Are you having to pick the players up at the moment, Lee?
I think for 10 minutes, yeah, because they'll come in but they're a great bunch of lads. They're brilliant, honestly. What a fantastic group of lads, group of players. I go to sleep every night, and sleep very, very well, because those boys turn up every day and they work their socks off for this football club. And I think that makes me, as a manager, very proud, because that's all you can ask. You can only ask it. And I thought they gave their all today. Nobody shirked the challenge. Nobody didn't get back in. Everybody ran forward. We just didn't have the technical quality today. And we know we've got technical players. Patterson, fantastic player. One of the best players in the division on his day. And yet today he wasn't as good as he can be. So it's all right. Next week he will be. He'll play against Sheffield United and he'll be fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.